All right, so you know the verse, broad is the way that leads to destruction and narrow is the way to leads to life, right? You've heard that. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Read it and let's talk about it. Enter by the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and there are many who go by it. Because narrow is the gate and difficult is the way which leads to life, and there are few who find it. Well, obviously that's referring to Jesus, right? Because Jesus is the only way to get to the Father. Well, let me give you another way to look at this verse. So if few find it, okay? If you find this way, how come, for example, in the book of Revelation, it talks about a number that no man can name, right? No man can number. It's too many. It's too many people, right? That doesn't sound like a few people, okay? Or if you look up how many people are Christians today, right? Or how many people profess Jesus as their Lord, that's 2.1 billion, I think. I'm not sure the 100% what the exact numbers are, but that's a lot. The 2 billion people claim. Again, that does not sound like few who find it. So what is being said here? What is the few? What does that mean? Few who find it. So claiming Jesus is Lord enters you in through his gate, okay? That is the way, the truth, life. And Jesus came to give life and give life more abundantly, right? So claiming Jesus is Lord, that's all you have to do is make Jesus the Lord of your life, because he paid the debt that you cannot pay, that you and I cannot pay. So Jesus makes the way for us. But then again, that's still a broad gate. Many people will claim that Jesus is Lord. But when you start adding more to it, like getting baptized, that gate starts to get a little narrower. What about starting to keep the commandments? It gets a little more narrower. Now we're going to start preaching the gospel, more narrow. What about making disciples? Does the gate get narrower? What about taking communion? And baptizing the Spirit? Smaller and smaller, narrow and narrow. Fleeing pagan practices. Crucifying your flesh. Fasting. So you see the point that I'm trying to drive home with this, right? Yeah, it's not a salvation issue. Jesus paid it all for us on the cross. And all you have to do is accept that free gift of salvation. But if you want to have life and have life more abundantly, it depends on your conviction level. It's a very narrow gate. And the more you go down that way, the more narrow